So this well-dressed gentleman to my left, to your right, his name is Graham Walker. Explain to everybody who he is, why he's here, and then we can start the battery of questions.
He is on the advisory board for the mayor. It's the Future of Shreveport Transition Board.
Correct.
And you guys are working on proposals, things our community can do to be a better city. Is that an easy way of putting it?
Yeah, so as part of the transition process for the mayor, he wanted to have, I think there are 14 people that are on the advisory board, and people some from Shreveport, some from out of town, people that he's known throughout his life, really to come together and put together a white paper. So there are now 8 subcommittees focusing on different topics, and those topics are, range from economic development to infrastructure to quality of life. But through a series of 4 meetings in those individual committees, then there'll be a white paper that's issued in April. So
why Graham Walker? There's a knock on your door? It's somebody from the mayor's office say, we like the look of you. What's it about?
Yeah, that's a question you'd probably have to
like
ask the mayor himself. So I was involved a little bit in this campaign in the sense of, I'm from Shreveport. I live in Shreveport, not from here. I grew up 40 miles to the east of here. But if
you've been here a while,
yeah, I mean, so I think as a kid we would come to Shreveport and go to the movies. So you think, though I grew up in Taylor, Louisiana, which no one's ever heard of, we were Shreveport. That was just kind of how we identified. But I've got 3 kids, another one on the way, and so I was looking at, earlier last year, what's going on with Shreveport. There's some staggering numbers: 12,700 jobs lost in a decade. For the MSA, not just Shreveport, but including Bossier as well. So, how do we fix that? And so in the process of, a mayoral election year, I got to know Adrian Perkins, and, I think that they thought that he had good ideas for the city. So
the committee has issued some of their findings.
Some preliminary, yes. Yeah.
What, if I had to ask you, what surprised you the most when you look at that?
I think really not a lot of surprises. I think things that we know that are there: workforce development. How do we not just grow our available workforce in this area, but then you have to have that so that you can then use that for either retaining jobs here, growing existing businesses, or drawing someone else in. Certainly the crime issue is one that is on everyone's mind, and you see that kind of throughout the early meetings. But then we've got all 8 committees meet Thursday and Friday again of this week. So that first meeting was kind of an introductory. Everyone gets to know each other, and some basic kind of outlines of the discussion, and then those get fleshed out a lot more this week.
So what did you bring to the table? What is your area of expertise in this regard?
I would argue maybe I don't have a whole lot of expertise in certain things, but
so you're in charge.
Yeah, yeah, excellent. Way to go.
I can organize.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm a business owner, and I work with a business in Minden that's a national manufacturing business. And so, as we've gone through really a period of major diversification, what we used to do 5 years ago, we do very little of today. I think that experience of having to go and grow a business is really kind of there's a similar challenge that the mayor and the entire city has ahead of us. How do we identify not just as a city that used to be good at certain things or used to have certain businesses, but what's the future? So,
Graham, I've been doing this a long time, and I can't tell you how many study committees we've put together,
Absolutely.
how many Future of Shreveport proposals have been, and these beautiful books are sitting on shelves somewhere collecting
Correct.
dust. Were you assured, do you feel like you were assured that Mayor Perkins is going to take you guys' recommendations and put them into action?
Well, I think it's a function of, I had outlined in an article in the Shreveport Times last year, Mayor Perkins is 33 years old. He's got a whole future ahead of him. His future hinges on making Shreveport a better place and growing this place, and coming up with all the things that we can all kind of sit around and talk about, the problems, and which I found myself doing a lot with friends and family, but you're coming up with an actionable set of ideas that we can go and really use to make this place better. If that's the challenge he's got, right? The challenge we all have.
You are not a man who I would describe as long in the tooth. You are
9, soon to be 40. Yeah,
Oh my God, almost halfway to 80.
a little younger than you are, huh?
Yeah.
but older than Aaron. So
And I kind of like, and this we talk about this here at work all the time. I like that there are so many young people who are involved in this city's future. Are most of the people on this committee? Is it a demographically speaking? Is it a wide? Is it a whole bunch of people of all ages, or does it lean a little bit more toward the guys your age?
There are a couple that are younger than I am, but primarily it's a pretty wide.
And I'm certainly not being
range.
critical.
No,
just
no,
the
no.
opposite. It's time to farm me out, buddy.
So no, there's a range. Folks that are from Shreveport, folks that are that live other places. There are a couple of Harvard professors and a retired general who's from out of town, and a couple of others. So it's anywhere from 30 years old to 70 years old, I would say. But yeah, a very wide range of experience and people that have done different things in their lives.